What's up, ladies and gentlemen? North here, your host for this week's Beyond Knowledge Reel. This week was filled with rich data, like wearables, gadgets, and toys. Here is our top 3. First off, we have the Samsung Gear S2. First model released this year, the feature that immediately separates the Gear S2 from the current crop high-profile smartwatches is the rotating bezel that's used to navigate through the menus and the apps. Samsung built the Gear S2 interface to take advantage of this wheel, with the app selection and menu items often arranged in a circle around the edge of the display. You spin the dial to move through the selections, or when using software like the Maps app to zoom in and out. The first thing to note is that the Gear S2 is not just a watch, it's free, and each version has slightly different features and designs. The Gear S2 is available in 2 different styles, both 11.4mm thick. The main model, called simply Gear S2, has a modern minimalist band, while the more traditional Gear S2 Classic boasts a black body and a leather band. The third option is a 3G enabled version of the Gear S2, which means it'll be able to make calls without being tethered to a phone. Samsung says the Gear S2 will muster 2 to 3 days of battery life, with about 50 apps planned on launch. There's a clever circular app launcher that stores favorites for easy access, a mailed music app that will use the bezel like a radio dial. Samsung has confirmed that the Gear S2 and the S2 Classic will go on sale in the US in October, with the 3G version to follow at the as yet to be announced time. Next in line is the Xbox One Elite Bundle. This might be a thing for those of you who still haven't gotten the Xbox One and are still planning on getting one. Microsoft has announced a new Xbox One console bundle that includes 1TB solid-state hybrid drive and an Xbox One Elite controller. The new hard drive will enable console to boot up out of energy-saving mode up to 20% faster. The console itself also sports a matte finish. The bundle will launch worldwide this November and retail for $500 around 450 euros. Europe release date not yet announced. On top of that, Microsoft has announced a new white controller, which will sold exclusively at GameStop this September. It's called the Lunar White Controller. And last on this week's Real Radar is the now famous Star Wars droid BB-8. BB-8 is the size of a small orange. The smooth round body and the tiny magnetic head aren't ideal for plugging a traditional charging cable into, so the droid comes with its own wireless induction charging cradle. 3 hours of charging will give you a full hour of playtime. The app opens with a familiar Star Wars theme tune while it pairs with the droid via Bluetooth. Though the initial setup takes a little longer than expected, the connection was stable. On the right side of the screen are a series of gestures and commands that you can give your droid, like "run away" or "go to sleep." Interestingly, these commands aren't just buttons either. Spyro has leaned on Siri and Google's now speech recognition architecture, building series of voice commands that will be localized to regions with support in a number of countries following launch. If you feel like having BB-8 zip around the house but aren't in the mood to actually control the droid yourself, the Patrol feature gives BB-8 a mind of its own. One of the most important functions of the droids in the Star Wars films is their ability to deliver important messages between Jedis. The message section of the app will use your smartphone's front camera to record a number of video messages that are then stored locally within the smartphone app as holograms. That was it for this week's Real Dose. Hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Be sure to subscribe on our YouTube channel, like and share this video, like our Facebook page, and follow us on Twitter. For more information on games, tech, and more, check the description below. And tell me in the comment section below, who would you like to see next, me or Mega Tigan?